Ouais, ça fait plaisir d'être là.
This is Veolia, the company. The company, yes. Ok, alors moi je vais essayer les cartes, voilà. Comment ça va? Australia is the VP of European.
Great support of the member states, friends, partners. Thank you very much. Great support of the private sector.
We are here for that. We've been lucky. The doors of so many countries were open for the past 1 year for us to bring our citizens and share the competence with the countries, with the people.
Alors, et Barbara, after he jumps to your interest. But please, I'll sit in the middle because it's we are three, but please, there are some seats because the family is late and they will be.
If you need someone else, there will be a French English translation. There are earphones behind.
Yes, yes. There will be some speeches in French. If you want to have translation, it's behind.
Earphones are.
Apparemment, tout le monde comprend. Ah, mais je suis en haut aussi. Non, parce que tu vas intervenir en film juste après. Très bien. Voilà. Les ministres sont pas
Ravi d'avoir l'occasion de voir. Exactement. Finir à y arriver. Oh, nice to meet you. Great. Thank you.
because we have a script. Yeah. We have to stay on the script. Okay. There are 1 or 2 seats here, but it's crowded. We are so happy to see that. Okay, let's begin. Hello, I'm Barbara Pompili. I'm the special envoy of the President Emmanuel Macron for the One Water Summit.
Hello, my name is Zulfiya Suleymanova, and I am special representative of the President Tokayev of the Republic of Kazakhstan on international environmental cooperation.
We have to be closer. Okay. For the mic. Okay. As you know, Presidents of France and Kazakhstan, Emmanuel Macron and Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, announced One Water Summit dedicated to water issues on the 1st December here at the COP. The One Water Summit will be held at the margin of the next UN General Assembly in September 2024 in New York at the level of head of states. Before giving the floor to our guests, let us briefly mention the key motivations that pushed us to engage this project. While water, as you know, is essential for all human activities and for safeguarding the planet's biodiversity, its protection and sustainable use are rarely at the heart of the political commitments of the world's governments. Yet, its availability is decreasing under the effects of climate change. It causes devastating natural disasters that destabilize human societies. Pollution makes it unsuitable for consumption and damaging for biodiversity. On the other hand, water is a key element for climate action, fighting against desertification and enhancing biodiversity.
But water is also a mean for enhanced regional and international cooperation, we believe. Many countries of the world live in shared basins and do share water resources and the rivers, which pushes them to really work together, making sure that there are joint approaches for a win-win regional partnership. Thus, it is imperative to search for mutually beneficial approaches in transboundary basins which can promote holistic basin cooperation and planning for joint prosperity. Nowadays, there is a momentum on water-related issues, and the One Water Summit will be placed in the path of and to complement the international events on water. To give you examples, these events include the UN Water Conference on Water, which was held in March in 2023, and the next one planned for 2026, as well as the World Water Forum hosted by Indonesia in May 2024 in Bali. As a complementary phase, the One Water Summit can be an opportunity to extend the previous steps and pledges, but also really forge more partnerships between different stakeholders and really search for concrete solutions. In line with this concept of One Planet Summit, the One Water Summit will aim at highlighting and supporting projects and initiatives that have important impact on the ground, as well as forge partnerships of stakeholders in operationalizing the solution on water.
Thank you. We will take the opportunity to thank SIWI for hosting us in this pavilion today. Thank you for all you're doing for water. And without taking much of our time, we will let our esteemed invitees present their views and consideration for water-related subjects, as well as their priorities for the One Water Summit. We will have the opportunity to listen to representatives of states, NGOs, financial institutions, the private sectors, local authorities, and regional cooperation organizations. But first, I will give the floor to Mr. Christophe Béchu, the French Minister for the Ecological Transition. Please, you have the floor.
Hello, everybody. I want to salute each of you with his title, his quality, and to be sure to forget no one, I will just keep this sentence to to salute everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here, and I would like to thank each of you, because water is a huge subject, and during decades it was not on the top of the files. But more, the world is warming, and less we have some water available for human activities, but equally for biodiversity. C'est vraiment la raison pour laquelle nous sommes très heureux et très fiers que la France et le Kazakhstan aient décidé de mettre ce sujet à l'agenda international pour les prochaines semaines. Et en saluant les deux envoyés spéciaux qui sont les chevilles ouvrières, le cœur battant de ce One Water Summit, je veux saluer Barbara Pompili, envoyée spéciale du président Emmanuel Macron, et saluer également Zulfiya Suleymanova, qui représente le président Tokayev. En mars dernier, quand au sein des Nations Unies, grâce au soutien des Pays-Bas et du Tadjikistan, ce sujet de l'eau a été évoqué dans l'enceinte des Nations Unies, c'était la première fois depuis les années 70 que nous avions un moment qui était spécifiquement dédié au problème de l'eau. Et pourtant, ce problème de l'eau, il est partout. Il est présent dans la fonte des glaciers qui diminue l'eau disponible pour les populations. Il est présent dans l'élévation du niveau des mers qui finit par avoir des conséquences sur les populations qui vivent à proximité. Il est présent dans le fait que le réchauffement climatique augmente la part qui est absorbée par la végétation ou l'évapotranspiration. Il diminue la capacité de la nature à nous aider à lutter contre le dérèglement climatique, et il menace la paix sur notre planète parce que les conflits au nom de l'eau, avec une ressource qui diminue, sont une menace au moins aussi grande que le dérèglement climatique. Qu'on puisse prendre un moment spécifique en septembre prochain pour réunir autour de cette question cruciale de l'eau un maximum de pays, d'ONG, d'entreprises, de parties prenantes. Ce n'est pas une coquetterie d'agenda, ce n'est pas une distraction, ce n'est pas un side event, comme on dirait en langage diplomatique. C'est le sujet qui est au cœur de toutes les problématiques, de tous les dangers et de tous les défis qui nous attendent. Nous avons besoin d'avoir sur cette question de l'eau et de l'eau potable en particulier une coalition qui, au-delà de l'engagement de la France et du Kazakhstan, permette de ne plus tenir de moments diplomatiques internationaux sur les sujets environnementaux sans que nous mettions au cœur de toutes nos problématiques ce sujet. C'est un problème d'adaptation, c'est un problème d'atténuation, c'est un problème de lutte contre l'érosion de la biodiversité, et ça vient également rencontrer les sujets de lutte contre la pollution plastique qui sont une des premières sources d'altération de cette ressource qui est au cœur de toutes les formes de vie. Alors, je ne serai pas plus long, parce que mon rôle, vous l'avez compris, il est simplement de venir vous rappeler ce qu'est l'engagement de la France, ce qu'est la conviction que nous portons. Et pour le faire vivre, on a la chance d'avoir ce duo, ce binôme de femmes extrêmement engagées, pour lesquelles, là aussi, il ne s'agit pas d'aller évoquer devant vous des éléments de langage que leurs équipes leur auraient préparés, mais au contraire de vous livrer une conviction qui est au cœur des engagements précédents qui ont été les leurs et qui nous permettent de regarder tous ensemble vers un défi fondamental pour l'humanité et pour la planète. Merci à tous et à toutes.
Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. I challenged myself to learn French by One Water Summit, so I'm doing my best. So we now have the pleasure to give the floor to Mr. Johannes Kuhlmann, Vice Chair of the United Nations Water. The floor is yours.
Yes, thank you a lot. You have so nicely said, Minister. Hi, everybody. I am in the UN. I have to say all protocol observed. So, hi, everybody. We have Henk Ovink here and Sultan Rahimov, who were the brothers of the Water Conference in New York. And now we have, by force, you have to be the sisters of the One Water Summit. So there is no other way for you into this. I am happy to, you have already very clearly addressed all the interconnections, and what I think we got from the UN Water Conference is that water must be at the policy heart of global discussions. That's what the SG, Antonio Guterres, has given us on the way. I think, and you are picking this up, so you really, from the member state side, you are living up to this call. So thank you first for that. I think there are 2 or 3 things I want to give you on the way, because I think they're important to have a success that transforms the way we work together. We have good solutions, we have silo approaches that work for the one or the other sector, but what we're not yet good and able at is to transform the way we understand the economics of water, to transform the interrelations between climate change adaptation, which was big in the past, and climate change mitigation and water. And we have just in this COP published for the first time the report, the draft report on what we need for mitigation. We need 900 cubic kilometers of water for mitigation every year. We are at the moment losing 1,500 from our system every year. I am a German citizen. When I'm not working for the UN, that's the equivalent in Germany of the whole water supply of our capital. That goes away every year. We are losing this from our system. In the Gulf region, it's every 6 years. If the Gulf would be fresh water, every 6 years, the Gulf would be gone. And the Baltic Sea would disappear in under 15 years. This is the current rate we're losing water at the moment, and we need to reverse that. We need to find solutions that can help the development of the UN water strategy that is at the moment happening from the member state side to come to a different way how we implement water. And we must go beyond the traditional reflexes that we have in managing the different sectors. I think the One Water Summit can be such a moment. We have the Paris Agreement on climate. We will not get in next fall the Paris Agreement on water, but we can set the foundation stone for the Paris Agreement on water that we will need to have it one day if we want to live up to the awareness that the global water cycle is a common good. We cannot escape that. We don't want to escape that because water goes in rivers across boundaries, it goes in the atmosphere across boundaries, and we just have to finally stop to neglect that fact. So it is about transformation of the international community in how we deal with water. And thank you, France, for taking this initiative, and I am very sure it will very neatly fit into all the other processes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Johannes. Now, we will come to the panelists, and we will ask you to present your views and projects on the water issue and the project that you are thinking about for the One Water Summit. And first, Mr. Nizar Baraka, Minister for Equipment and Water of the Kingdom of Morocco and President of the International Network of Basin Organization. Monsieur le Ministre, vous avez la parole. Vous pouvez rester là si vous le souhaitez. Je peux vous donner le micro, ce sera plus simple.
Très bien.
Voilà.
Je voulais tout d'abord vous remercier pour cette opportunité et dire que, évidemment, le Maroc est mobilisé pour réussir ce One Water Summit, parce que nous considérons qu'aujourd'hui, il est très important de mettre la lumière sur cette thématique qui constitue une thématique stratégique pour l'ensemble du monde. Et si le Maroc s'est engagé à ce niveau et également au niveau du RIOB, le réseau international des organismes de bassin, c'est parce que nous considérons que, d'une part, il y a véritablement donc une volonté qui est apparue lors du dernier sommet des Nations Unies sur l'eau, qui a été organisé en mars dernier. Et il y a eu beaucoup d'initiatives qui ont été présentées. Et nous considérons que ce sommet pourrait être l'occasion de faire le point sur ce qui a été réalisé en la matière, où en sont ces initiatives et quelle est véritablement leur portée dans la réalité. Mais au-delà, et comme vous le savez, donc, ce qui est aussi important, c'est que nous considérons que l'un des problèmes majeurs auxquels nous sommes confrontés aujourd'hui, c'est que le changement climatique, tout le monde a finalement pris conscience que c'est une réalité. Une réalité en termes de réchauffement climatique, Nous sommes aujourd'hui déjà à plus d'1 degré, on se rapproche d'1,5 degré à l'horizon 2030. C'est une réalité en termes de perte d'eau, et ça a été dit par M. Béchu tout à l'heure. Et il y a beaucoup de problématiques qui sont posées à ce niveau. Et c'est aussi une réalité en termes d'impact sur la sécurité alimentaire. Et à ce niveau, on peut dire que cette question devient particulièrement urgente. Et je peux citer le cas du Maroc, où nous avons eu 5 années de sécheresse consécutive, ce qui évidemment s'est traduit par une réduction importante de la production des céréales et la production donc des produits agricoles, et ce qui a impacté le pouvoir d'achat des citoyens, vu qu'il y a eu une hausse des prix liée donc à cette baisse de production. Et c'est la raison pour laquelle nous considérons qu'aujourd'hui, ce sommet serait intéressant qu'il se mobilise et qu'on mette l'accent sur un certain nombre de points. Le premier point, c'est sur, je dirais, le nexus eau sécurité alimentaire. Nous considérons qu'aujourd'hui, qu'il y a lieu de véritablement avancer sur les solutions qui permettraient de répondre à cette problématique. Je peux citer ce que nous avons fait au niveau du Maroc, puisque nous avons lancé tout un plan de dessalement d'eau, donc pour passer de 140 millions de mètres cubes à 1,4 milliard de mètres cubes à l'horizon 2030, dont plus de 500 millions de mètres cubes qui vont être dédiés à l'agriculture, et ce qui va nous permettre également de pouvoir assurer l'irrigation de 100 000 hectares donc à cet horizon. Et cela a été possible parce que nous avons utilisé les énergies renouvelables, que ce soit l'éolien ou le solaire, pour avoir un prix beaucoup plus bas. On ne dépasse pas les 40 cents d'euros, donc le mètre cube. Et c'est ce qui nous permet véritablement d'ouvrir ces opportunités à l'agriculture pour qu'elle puisse accéder à cette eau. Deuxième élément qui nous paraît essentiel dans cette approche, c'est aussi de travailler sur une approche intégrée. Aujourd'hui, la problématique de l'eau ne peut pas être traitée uniquement par les gens de l'eau, mais que cette problématique de l'eau doit être traitée avec toute la partie forestation, toute la partie également, je dirais, efficacité hydrique, toute la partie relative aux industries et aux techniques agricoles qui devraient être mises en œuvre, et puis également tout ce qui permet véritablement d'avoir une gestion plus durable de l'eau. Troisième élément essentiel, et c'est le troisième point sur lequel je voudrais mettre l'accent pour ne pas trop m'attarder, c'est l'efficience hydrique. Aujourd'hui, ça a été dit, nous perdons des milliers et des milliers de mètres cubes, comme vous avez dit au niveau des Nations Unies. Donc vous avez parlé de l'Allemagne, vous avez parlé des pays du Golfe, mais aujourd'hui, il y a des pertes très importantes en raison de problèmes de rentabilité et de rendement plutôt des canalisations, et en raison notamment dans le domaine de l'agriculture où ces canalisations sont en plein air et donc avec beaucoup d'évaporation et donc beaucoup de pertes. Donc il y a un vrai travail à faire pour pouvoir déjà mieux utiliser l'eau que nous avons. Nous avons aussi beaucoup de pertes liées à l'eau qui va en mer. C'est la raison pour laquelle nous avons commencé par faire du transfert d'eau des zones où il y a un surplus d'eau qui allait en mer vers les zones qui en ont le plus besoin. Nous l'avons fait entre la région du Sbou et la région du Bourg-Grec, et qui a permis d'assurer l'eau potable à 12 millions de personnes donc vivant entre Rabat et Casablanca. Troisième et dernier point, c'est la préservation des eaux souterraines. Et là aussi, c'est un axe qui nous paraît essentiel. Au niveau au niveau de l'UNESCO, nous avons parlé de rendre visible l'invisible. Aujourd'hui, c'est le moment de le faire, et c'est le moment de travailler à la réalimentation des nappes souterraines et avoir un meilleur système d'information qui nous permettrait d'avoir une gestion efficiente de ces nappes pour les générations futures. Et je vous remercie.
Thank you very much. And now I would like to ask Mr. Sultan Rahimzadeh to present his view as a chairman of the Executive Committee of the International Fund for Saving the RLC, and also as a representative of Tajikistan, one of the two countries who co-hosted the UN Conference on Water last March.
Thank you very much, Madam Minister. First of all, I would like to thank France and Kazakhstan for such a great initiative, and wish you good luck with to a successful water summit next year in New York. And it's really great pleasure having Kazakhstan, the country from Central Asia region, co-hosting this wonderful summit next year. It's really important for Central Asia region, so we are fully supportive and We'll do our best, I mean, that from our side to have a big success in that summit in New York. Tajikistan and the Netherlands, we were honored basically to co-host the historical UN 2023 Water Conference in March this year in New York. And I think that conference in New York showed us the superpower of water. The water which unites the world. The water which made us basically brothers and sisters, and our brotherhood with Hank, really good example of that, how we have been working together at that time for co-leading the preparatory process. It was not easy process, to be honest, but complicated but very enjoyable and capacity building process. Taking this opportunity, I would like once again to thank our Dutch friends and especially Hank for the very great partnership in this regard. So the three main findings from that conference: one, water can unite. And as I mentioned, we could bring together high political leaders, governments, UN agencies, financial institutions with the commitments. And the partnership of Tajikistan and the Netherlands, two absolutely different countries from the upstream and the downstream countries, with different culture, with different economic development, and from source to sea. So how we could work together on water and for water. And the second one is water is much beyond as water as a resource. It's basically source of our life, what is our energy, our food, our environment sustainability, and without achievement of SDGs, SDG 6, it would be impossible to achieve the other SDGs. And the third one, action. Action is really needed and urgently. So if before the conference we were talking about the quadrupling our efforts and actions to achieve SDG 6 by 2030, after the conference, there is new assessment that we have to increase our actions 6 times to achieve SDG 6 by 2030. So it's once again showed that, unfortunately, the challenge and the threats are much faster than our action. So one of the messages for the co-host of the next Water Summit would be also calling for action. Basically, it's not only one message, I guess, that Tajikistan and the Netherlands, we used the 3 key principles in our preparatory process: inclusivity, cross-sectorality, and action orientation. And I think if you will follow the same 3 actions for the next summit, indeed, halfly we can say that 50% the success is there. So, and in terms of outcomes of the conference, we have Water Action Agenda. We collected more than 800 commitments to accelerate our actions, and follow-up is needed. We are working on that, indeed. And the next moment, I guess, Hank, if just my personal view, but if we divide the world, the period before the UN 2023 Water Conference and after, we cannot make mistake. To be honest, after the conference, we have been witnessing the very nice, positive developments around water, keeping water on the top of the political agenda. And 2-3 examples of that. The first, immediately we had the new UNGA resolution on the follow-up of the conference, which requests to highlight the regularity of the UN water meetings in 2026, 2028. The second moment is development of the new UN system-wide strategy on water and sanitation, Johannes mentioned in his speech. And that is really positive movements and very important things to move forward with water agenda forward. The second moment, we have water as a main item of the agenda in many events, including the COP28 here. I will highlight some moments, but also having water for the first time as one of the 8 challenges World Bank has identified as a priority, putting money and the financial resources to address them. So, and the COP28, again, we thank UAE for their leadership, for their willingness to put water at the heart of the climate discussion here. So UAE invited Tajikistan and the Netherlands to co-lead or co-champion the water work stream of COP28. We have had here basically the first Water Action Summit with a good place and commitments from the MDBs, from UAE government, about 150 million USD on water scarcity, and also doubling the efforts and the financing from MDBs for the next 3 years, so to benefit more people from the water projects from the MDBs. And all of these developments show that water is really important, and we see more the visibility of water in the climate agenda, in the climate actions. Really, water deserves to be, in such high level. And I think now moving to One Planet Water Summit in New York, I think it should be aligned with our actions today and for the future. Especially on those days, there will be the Summit of the Future in New York, and we have to think how to strengthen the position of water in the next agenda, in the agenda of the Summit of the Future, but also thinking beyond 2030. What will be the role of water in the next development agenda of the world community? I think the One Planet Summit in New York will be a good opportunity to discuss about this and to build on the outcomes and the achieved results by UN 2023 Water Conference, COP28. There will be 10th World Water Forum in Bali. There will be Dushanbe Water Process taking place next June in Dushanbe. So we are willing to cooperate with you and wish you good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is also very important to take into account in the One Water Summit the local authorities responsible for drinking water supply and sanitation. And I would like to give the floor to Mr. Jean-Pierre Elongen-Bassi, Secretary General of the United Cities and Local Government Africa. Cher Jean-Pierre, tu as la parole.
Thank you very much. I'm here representing the 16,000 local governments of Africa, and I bring you the greetings of my president, Madame Fatoumata Abdel Malik, the president of the region of Nouakchott in Mauritania. You see, Mauritania is a country which is under water stress, as many countries. And the stress of water is lived by the people at the local level. And this is why we are saying that you need to bring the issues of water closer to the people that live the consequences of scarcity or scarcity of water or excess of water. We also need to express our support to the One Water Summit, because we see that in a period where multilateralism is questioned, water is building, is bridging role, is bringing people together. What we see also is that at the local level, we are not so much included in the discussion around water. We are not so much part of the policies and strategies of implementing water. But we are the first impacted by climate change in flood or scarcity. Therefore, I will wish that this One Water Forum considers seriously having a local government window in the discussion. We don't want to be part of any negotiations, but we want our voice to be heard, because the reality that people live on the ground for all the policies that you adopt is at the local level. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean-Pierre. And as a One Water Summit is also open to representatives of civil society, I would like to invite Barbara Bendandi, Conservative Director at WWF, to tell us about the projects of their organization and especially the Freshwater Challenge.
Yes, thank you. I would like to thank you both of your government for launching this One Water Summit here at the Climate COP, because there is what we call the climate crisis is a water crisis, as it was already said. It is through water that we will feel the climate impact. And as Minister Béchot just said, it is all linked to the disaster, and the 3/4 of the disaster are water related. So we say at WWF, water is for adaptation what carbon is for mitigation, but yet what we have seen so far is that the ecosystem, the freshwater ecosystem, has not been considered enough in the negotiation, in the climate plans. So water is everywhere. It is in 87% of the NDCs that speaks about adaptation, but the word wetlands, the quantification of what is done in terms of ecosystem is not there. Very, very few countries have quantified their efforts to restore and protect the water ecosystem. So water has been so far considered as a commodity, has been considered for its importance for agriculture, food, as we heard, for sanitation. But on the other side, without the ecosystem, the healthy ecosystem, we won't be able to have health and food, etc. So what we, and I agree with what Sultan said, there is a before and after UN Water Conference. So far, we have been talking about this ecosystem as the neglected ecosystem, but now there is a water momentum, and it's very, very clear that has started a little bit before already in the CBD negotiation, when inland water was considered for the first time as an ecosystem, and then the political momentum in the UN Water Conference. So the Freshwater Challenge is one of the commitment of the water agenda, water action agenda. The commitment, as Sultan said, are 800, but very few of them are quantified. So it's around 20% of them are quantifiable commitment. And that's where the Freshwater Challenge wants to come in. It's about quantifying the effort that countries, but not only countries, civil society, the private sector is doing on water, freshwater ecosystem restoration and protection, because there has been more than 20 years of water stewardship efforts. Countries are doing incredible efforts in restoring their ecosystem, but they are not there to the 2030 goals. So the Freshwater Challenge has calculated that 30% that we need to achieve in terms of protection and degradation of ecosystem is 350 million hectares, which is the size of India. So we all together, we need to restore the size of India in wetlands by 2030. So it's an incredible effort, and today, after this event, we will have this ministerial event where 37 more countries will join the Freshwater Challenge, thanks to the UAE presidency that put this topic at the center of the climate action. And we will start these journeys with these 37 countries, including France, including Tajikistan. Kazakhstan was with us at the CBD, launching the call for action. So we hope to go together towards the One Water Summit that will bring this topic to another level, as we said, the president level, the head of state level. So I would like to thank you one more time for doing this effort.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Barbara. And now, following this very interesting project, we would like to have an opportunity to listen to Mr. Ambroise Fayol. Okay, I'm learning French. Vice President of the European Investment Bank, who is already investing in water projects, and I hope is convinced that financing water projects are key for the future.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and congratulations for launching this One Planet Summit. It's really a great event. After 10 days here, having meetings, bilaterals, events, etc., I will use the opportunity that there is a translation to speak in French. Et je voudrais vous dire au nom de la Banque européenne d'investissement, qui est la banque de l'Union européenne, qui est en train de se transformer en Banque européenne du climat. D'abord, un petit mot sur nous, ce qu'on fait, pourquoi c'est si important de participer et de soutenir votre initiative. Et je vous dirais dire un mot aussi au nom de l'ensemble des banques de développement multilatérales. Parce que ce qu'on constate aujourd'hui, c'est que le changement climatique, la perte de biodiversité, la crise énergétique, les crises alimentaires, les crises les tensions sécuritaires ont tout en commun l'eau. Et donc le plus on peut essayer de soutenir des projets qui impactent le problématique de l'eau, le plus on essaie de réduire ces tensions-là. Et par ailleurs, ce qu'on constate, c'est que l'eau, c'est une des composantes essentielles du financement de l'adaptation. Et l'adaptation, on le voit ici dans cette COP, est en train de devenir une dimension absolument déterminante de la lutte contre les effets du changement climatique. Et donc pour ces deux raisons, nous, on est vraiment très désireux de participer. Alors je vais te dire un petit mot sur ce qu'on fait nous à la BEI. Chaque année, on finance à peu près 2 à 3 milliards d'euros de projets dans le secteur de l'eau, avec deux caractéristiques intéressantes. La première, c'est que normalement, on fait à peu près 10 à 15% de notre activité en dehors d'Europe. On est plutôt une banque qui finance des grands projets en Europe. Et dans le secteur de l'eau, c'est 30% qu'on fait en dehors d'Europe. Donc c'est beaucoup plus. Et par ailleurs, 45% de ce qu'on finance dans le secteur de l'eau, c'est de l'adaptation. Là où, au total, dans notre activité totale de la BEI, c'est-à-dire les 70 milliards d'euros de financement qu'on fait chaque année, c'est 3%. Donc l'eau, c'est vraiment une dimension vraiment importante pour nous, et on essaye de transformer cette action en faisant des projets qui sont à la fois plus innovants et dans des structures plus innovantes. Alors, comme type de projet innovant en ce moment, on est en train de travailler avec un État des Caraïbes sur une initiative de Debt for Nature Swap, donc très innovant, qui permettra de financer un grand projet dans ce pays, qui est un projet de traitement des eaux usées. Et on espère que cette opération sera vraiment une opération qui nous permettra de lancer une réflexion sur les opérations de soutenabilité de dette dans des pays qui sont souvent avec des espaces budgétaires assez limités. Et puis le deuxième projet qu'on a signé ici, c'est un projet qui est en Jordanie, qui en fait vise à prendre de l'eau de mer du côté d'Aqaba, avec une usine de dessalement, de le traiter et de le ramener à 450 km au nord, à Amman, pour avoir de l'eau potable qui arrive à Amman. Et dans un pays qui a une problématique très forte de water scarcity, avec des populations souvent où il y a eu beaucoup de réfugiés qui sont arrivés, et où par ailleurs on essaye de traiter la question que beaucoup de ressources manquent, de revenus manquent dans le lien avec l'eau, parce qu'il y a un certain nombre de problématiques de manque de gens qui ne payent pas suffisamment leur... Donc ça, c'est très intéressant, et on le fait d'autant plus que le sel qui sera retiré de l'eau à Aqaba ne sera pas remis à la mer, et que tout ce qui est fait dans ce projet-là sera fait à partir de panneaux solaires. Donc voilà, de genre de dynamique qui nous semble très intéressante à essayer de mettre en avant. On le fait d'autant plus que des banques de développement multilatérales, donc les grandes banques type Banque mondiale, ont fait de l'eau une des priorités de cette COP et l'ont déclaré. Et donc je pense vraiment que nous avons, comme vous l'avez dit d'ailleurs, un momentum sur l'eau qu'il faut vraiment saisir. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. Last but not least, another crucial actor in the water sector are the private companies who also have solutions to offer. We have with us today Mr. Pascal Grant, CEO of Veolia Middle East. Mr. Grant, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. We're very happy to promote this One Water Summit. We've been operating water plants for the past 170 years, managing waste, energy. We have a passion for the environment. And feeling today the link that are moving towards more close relation between the various sectors to find solutions is very interesting because the solutions are there. So water resilience and human rights to water and sanitation must be addressed jointly. Actually, we feel that there is a strong need for public governance, transparency, and accountability, and the summit must be instrumental to progress on such matters. Today, we have the data, we have the diagnostic, we have the techno. I would say we have the solutions. We have the solutions to most of the problem we face in terms of water scarcity. However, some countries, people will produce today or will use today 20 liters, whereas some other will use 600 liters a day. So we see that there is a source of inspiration or thinking on how we can average all of this and save resources. The second point is Mr. Béchu was saying, I don't know whether it was in French, I will say it in English, changing. Can I?
It's okay. Please come with us.
Thank you very much. He was saying, sorry, maybe I should switch on this one. Okay. Changing in order to remain ourselves is the change we need to make in our everyday habits. I think we need today to call for local approach for the ecological transformation to become meaningful to individuals. I think people today have not understood the challenges of the environment. Veolia is in action on the territory, ready to deploy integrated solution to climate and water agendas. We have 220 people around the world based in local geographies, trying to understand, serve, bringing solution to people, and adapt to the local environment, because what we know today is that there is no two equal environment. Integrated water management is the key to adjust supply and demand at basin and sub-basin level. There must be anticipation, debate between civil society, and chaired by public authority. We very much believe as a private sector that without the authority of the public officials, it's very hard to take action. For the decision to become legitimate with time-bound targets, we see a lot of projects that start but never end. And a good project is a project that has a beginning and an end so that it can provide the expected result. Territories close to the field must curtail their needs, their water demand, and at the same time, they must put in place infrastructure to secure water supply. Water is too precious to be used only one time. Today, we evaluate the potable water capacity at 5% of the global water present around the world. And 93% of this water is used for hygiene and cleaning. So we have a problem in the equation of how we use the water. Finally, the summit is a multi-stakeholder, has no sector, no actor, no single technology can fix it alone. I want to highlight the need for hybrid approaches, which is blended, as we say in finance. Centralized, decentralized, green, gray, private, public. So at Veolia, we are more than ever convinced that success in the cooperation, willingness to share our objective, which gather all of us, protect life on the planet for our children. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your words. And after these panel discussions, I would be very pleased to hear from you in the public any reaction or any ideas before we go to the following steps. Please, ICC, we want to talk.
CIWI is, of course, delighted to be part of this exercise and of this launch. We're very, very proud to have had a full room here today. Thank you to all the panelists. One aspect that strikes me, both from the financial institutions, the cities, also the private sector that spoke, is this incredibly heavy focus on the infrastructure side of water. I'm curious to hear how much you also think of, and I hope very much include in, of course, the One Water Summit, aspects of the governance of the water sector. Some of you have referred to the need to include multi-stakeholder approaches, to really look also at the policies, the strategies, the rules and regulations that govern the water sector. So that was really something that stayed with me as maybe something where we need to deep dive a little bit more to prepare the summit the best way possible.
Bonjour, je me permets de parler en français et au nom de la communauté scientifique française et autres. On peut vous remercier pour cette initiative et je pense que vous pouvez compter sur l'ensemble des communautés scientifiques, ici et ailleurs, pour vous appuyer sur la diversité des compétences, des données acquises et des questionnements et de l'appui que la recherche peut faire pour mieux comprendre les enjeux, intégrer la complexité et les approches systémiques pour être en capacité à déployer des réponses et des solutions qui soient adaptées, appropriables par les populations et au niveau des territoires. Donc je pense que c'est un mot qui n'est pas sorti de votre panel et j'espère qu'il deviendra une évidence dans les prochains jours.
Can I just give the support of UNESCO for this initiative? I mean, we have been working with One Planet, One Summit in other topics, including the Polar Summit. And we are really happy that this summit is happening. And I hope that you can use the activities that we'll have next year in Paris, in our headquarters on water, to really promote and to build the movement that we need for the summit. And also reminding all of us that next year we start the decade of science for sustainable development. And of course, water science will be key to that. So again, thank you for bringing the scientific community, as you did on the Polar Summit. I'm sure that we need to mobilize all of us. Thank you very much.
Before I run. And one, I want to thank my brother Sultan for highlighting the importance of not only what we did, but what's going to happen. Second, I want to wish the two envoys a lot of inspiration and pleasure, because it really brought us together. And I think That was a showcase how the world can unite behind this issue of water, and showing that success really will radiate. So compliment also on your leadership for taking this forward. And last, now heading the Global Commission on the Economics of Water, we launched our call to action at the UN Water Conference. We will land our final report, as well as the transitions moving forward, up and around the One Water Summit. So we hope we can partner there. And I wish you best of success. I actually have to run to another event. But thanks so much for your leadership on this.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Henk. And
Yeah, but there was somebody behind also.
we take 2 or 3 other people, and after we close.
Bonjour, merci. Donc Marie-Sarah Bloumou du Secours Islamique France, je suis une ONG et membre aussi du Partenariat français pour l'eau et de la Coalition Eau. Donc déjà, on aimerait saluer l'initiative et vous remercier car c'était une demande depuis longtemps de la Coalition Eau que le Water Summit existe et notamment à la conférence de l'ONU. Mais la question et la remarque, c'est quelle place pour la société civile va être donnée. Pareil, j'ai pas vraiment entendu parler de la société civile dans les présentations et tant dans l'organisation que dans l'événement lui-même, quelle place est-ce que vous allez porter à la société civile et remettre cette question-là sur le plan. Merci.
Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Maybe it would be the last remark. And I also really support this initiative as a representative of independent water management NGO, which is dealing with Lake Baikal and other water resources, which are very important to keep in maintenance and to save them. And I also want to make a remark how it's important to engage youth. And there are plenty of youth communities around the world that are dealing with the water issues and water management issues. And if you manage it also for the One Summit, youth governance on water, it would be really great and I think highly appreciated from scholars from both countries organizing this event and other countries worldwide. So if you need any assistance in that field, we would be happy to cooperate too. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And last,
Great to hear from the youth. Stefan Ullenburg with the World Meteorological Organization. I just want to flag also the support from the WMO, World Meteorological Organization. These two sisters will need a lot of support throughout this building and in line with all the previous speakers, particularly with the youth. We are very, very much looking forward to partner. And there's so much to talk about and so much political leadership to create. So let's join all hands on deck and join our forces to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Maybe you answer to some interrogation, and after we come to the conclusion.
Yes.
And I will answer too.
Yeah, thank you very much for all your comments, for all your valuable comments. Actually, I was kind of making lots of notes, but starting from the very last one on engaging the youth, I kind of do exploit that fact. I say that in my country, I'm still youth. According to the legislation. So I think it is very much important indeed to engage young people and really provide them the space to also participate. And definitely, I think one of the strongest pitches of the One Water Summit is that the inclusivity, but also really, as we were saying at the very beginning, really forging the partnerships, multi-stakeholder partnerships, how we can really work together to create better and new solutions for the existing water-related challenges. And that would be one of the big ideas. And I think that is something that we will be really going through this entire year and really thinking how to make sure that at the One Water Summit, we can really have this big this big issue coming. Some of the comments which were mentioned, I do have actually them in my concluding remarks, because some of the issues which you've raised, they are already at this point, we were really trying to put together some of the ideas on what should be in really running in terms of topics for this One Water Summit. And we already had these things, governance and some other issues as the topics. So thank you very much for really bringing this up. Would you like to add anything and answer some of the...
This process is a work in progress. and we don't want to have a definitive pack right now. We have 9 months to work together and to set up this event. You talk about inclusivity. I think it's the word. We want to have everybody on board. Scientists, of course, countries, local communities, of course, private sector, of course, the MDBs and all the financiers, because we need you. And all the water sector. But young people, we want water to become a subject for everybody, not only for the specialists. And that's what we want to do with this One Water Summit in New York next year. We will launch a steering committee. This steering committee is completely open. We wanted it to be completely open. Everybody who wants to join us is welcome. And we will organize this steering committee with the first meeting in January. We will see who wants to work. We will see. We will see. But we are very excited by this idea of being very inclusive. And everybody who wants to be in this steering committee will write on the email address, please note, contact.oneplanetsummit@diplomacy.gov.fr. Of course, we will send you messages to remember you this email address. But this moment was very important for us. Oh my God, wonderful. It's written here. Thanks to the One Planet Summit organization. They are there, they are wonderful, and we are very happy to work with them. This moment was a moment to launch this initiative because President Tokayev and President Macron decided to put the water on the top of their agenda. We are so proud to follow their words and to launch this moment, and this will be a wonderful story during 9 months, and I hope it will be the beginning of something new, and maybe what you said, a new water pact, a French and Kazakh water pact.
Water Paris Agreement, a beginning of the Paris Agreement.
Alors, water Paris and Astana.
Paris Astana.
Paris Astana. Voilà, agreement. Pastana. Yeah. Let's see. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You were there. It was the first time of a big adventure. And see you, and stay in touch to work on this wonderful event, I hope.
Thank you very much, and have a really good time here in Dubai. Thank you.
Good.